Hi, it's Ben here, and today I'm going to be showing you the steps and stages that you'll need to go through with your gymnast to teach a face vault. So TJ is going to show you what a face vault will look like. So before your gymnast starts to do the face vault, they need to be able to swing to a good front and back support on the P-bars. So if you don't know how to do this yet, you can watch the video on how to learn to swing on P-bars, and this will show you the exercises that you need to go through to do this. But what we're going to do now is start teaching you the first stage, doing a face vault. So once the gymnast can already swing on the P-bars, what I would do is start going through this as a visualization on the floor so they understand what they're trying to do before they move this onto the P-bars. So you can do this with a front support on the floor using a line. So if TJ dismounts over to this side, he's going to put this arm on. If he did it on the other side, he'd put the other hand on. So he's going to start off with a front support with one hand on the line. He's then going to step his hand across, so they join, step his legs over and his hands over as well. So he gets used to doing that, and then he can go back again just so he gets used to the movement. So he puts his hand across, steps and moves. So it's a good way to start understanding with the gymnast how to move their body weight from side to side like they're going to do on the P-bars in a second. So once the gymnast understands how to do this on the floor with a line, the next thing to do is to build it up onto some parallettes. This is a great way for the gymnast to build their strength and awareness on the move before we move up onto the high P-bars. So TJ is going to show you now. So he's going to do exactly the same thing, head up, body straight, and he's going to step across and then step back again. And then practice on the other arm as well. Usually, as a rule of thumb, if they're right-handed, they will dismount over to the right-hand side, and if they're left-handed, they will dismount over to the left-hand side. However, when they're first learning this and they're doing these on the floor, I think it's a really good practice to make them do both sides. This way it teaches them to understand how to move in both directions. So once the gymnast has practiced this on low parallettes, it's time to build them up onto the higher P-bars. So before doing this with a swing or support, I get the gymnast to practice this on their own, doing exactly the same thing that we've done before, just so they get used to their surroundings and get building up their confidence on the higher P-bars. So TJ is going to show us this now. So he's going to do exactly the same thing, just front support, step across, and put his feet on top of the bars. So now what we're going to do is add the swing into this. So we're going to do a swing to stop in front support on the P-bars, and then step across. And then once the gymnast is confident with this, we're going to add it without the pause. So Declan and TJ are going to show us now. So he's going to do his swings. As he's swinging, he then stops at the back, lands on support, and then steps across. So now the gymnast is confident swinging, stopping on the P-bars and stepping across. With the coach now, you will do this without stopping on top of the P-bars. So the coach is going to catch them instead. So watching TJ now. So he's going to do his swings. Deck will catch him at the back, and then we'll step his hands across and his feet on top of the block. The things that you want to look out for on the face vault are that the hand should step forwards as they go across. As they're doing this, you want to make sure as well that their shoulder is in line with their hand. It's not too far backwards or too far forwards, as otherwise when you remove the mats, they will fall over onto the floor. So now the gymnast is confident doing stepping across on the top of the P-bars. We want to start teaching the gymnast how to land correctly and getting them used to falling from a bit of a height in front support. So an easy way to do this and a good beginner exercise is getting them to start in a front support on a couple of blocks. Is just getting them to start here on a nice front support, jumping their legs together and landing in a good front support. So you can build these blocks up so they're a little bit higher if you need to. So getting the gymnast to practice this on a low block first will help build their confidence and show you that they're ready to move on to jumping from the height on the P-bars. So now the gymnast is confident jumping from a block and landing from a height, it's now time to move them up onto the P-bars. So you can do this with a bit of support to start with whilst the gymnast builds their confidence, and once they're ready they can safely try this on their own. So what I would suggest when you first start this is building up some nice high mats so that if they do fall, that it's nice and safe. So Dec's going to show us how to support this now. So he's just going to start on top of the P-bars, jump his arm across and land in a nice shape. Perfect. So once he's confident of doing this, he can then practice this on his own. So TJ will show you what it'll look like doing it on his own. And if Dec wants to, he can just stand there and guide him and just be there in case he needs it. So he's going to go across, jump. Perfect. So as you can see, he's still stepping his hand forwards. He's getting confident in his nice landing position, and you can practice this nice and safely using some really soft mats. So now the gymnast is confident jumping and landing and swinging, stopping and going across. It's time to support them for the full skill. So Dec's going to show you how to do this now. Good. So when they first start doing this, it would probably be a good idea to do it slowly. This way the gymnast can build up their confidence. It won't look like that to start with. So Dec will show you one more where he slows it down and supports the gymnast and stops them a little bit more. This way the gymnast can build their confidence and make sure they're putting their hands in the correct positions. So Dec's going to show you one more. And stop, step and across. Perfect. So when you first start, that's a good idea to make sure that they're going through the movement nice and slowly. They've got them in the right shapes. And as they start to get more confident, you can support them a little bit less and it can get a little bit quicker. So after watching these progressions today, you should be confident in teaching a face vault on the P-bars. If you do have any more questions or want to know anything else about the face vault, please drop me a comment below.